Hi everyone, I'm Gary Zanker. I'm showing you samples from the Wolverine Pro Film to Digital unit where you can digitize 8mm and Super 8 film. It records at 1080 resolution and 20 frames per second. This is at the default settings, default exposure and sharpness, and you're going to see when we come up on that wood credenza how much grain comes in from both the film and the compression that's used on this. The second clip we're going to see here is with high sharpness, and what you're going to see is the same or an increased amount of grain in that wood unit, and of course all over the film. So you can see it right there that there's a lot of grain and compression artifacts in that. The third clip here is with low sharpness. And what you can see is it puts the whole film slightly out of focus, but also reduces the compression artifacts and the grain in everything, including that wood credenza. So you can visibly see the difference between the two clips there and why you might want to use that. This is with high exposure, normal sharpness, but high exposure. And you can see that some of the areas are going to be more blown out. Her face, her hair, the arm there are more blown out as you shine a brighter light through that film. The grain again is pretty visible, as is the artifact, as are the artifacts. And this is with low exposure. You can see that it's going to be a little better in some of the areas. You're going to see less blowing out, but of course, because that's on the original film, because they probably used a very high intensity light, there is some of it still there because it's inherent in the film. And now we're going to see very, very quickly, back to back, the normal film at the defaults, and that's this. And very quickly, in the middle of that credenza, you're going to see it switch to right there, and now you're going to see it switch to the difference with the low sharpness. What is important to note is that when you upload to YouTube, it goes through another compression in order to make that movie download faster. And so what you're seeing is actually compression of the compression. You're not seeing the actual resolution that came out of that film file being recorded. I'll list a link and you can download the actual files and compare for yourself. But what that also tells you is that uploading to YouTube is a way of reducing some of that some of those compression artifacts and the grain that. And please look for my other videos. I'm going to show you some other ways to reduce that grain from that original and the artifacts from the original Wolverine file to get a better looking final product.